Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you where I'm at with, I did do a video of this the other day, and I was a little bit off screen because I zoomed in, so I didn't publish it. So this is where I'm at. I've put all these knots around those. I've done running stitch around this yo-yo, some running stitch around there and little knots on there. I was talking about it to Mum. They kind of remind us of barnacles, so I'm going to do a few things there. And the other thing that I'm going to prepare are some hexies. Now I'm just deciding, because some of my fabrics are not this one, but some of them are, these sorts of ones are thicker. So I'm wondering whether I want to just do them raw edged and stitch them down, because I kind of like that look as well. I might make one, and then we'll see how I go. So I'm going to have to, oh, I don't know where, oh, there's my pin. So I'll just do one with this. I probably need to leave a bit more space there. So that way I can cut it out. Get my good scissors. I'll just show you how you make one. I'm sure Anne probably showed. I can't remember. I watched the videos quite a while ago now. So that's that one. There can be a little bit fiddly at times. I've got a whole lot of other yo-yos here as well. And I'm just going to grab my needle books. Oh, there's my hole. I've got to put my hole somewhere. Okay. Grab a needle. Okay. Right, now just grab a hexie. I had lots of these, and I've actually, I don't know where they are. Hopefully I've left enough space. You've got to be careful. These are very fiddly things to do. You've got to be careful they don't slip. I just want to stand up and do it so that you can see. So you go in here. And put a couple of stitches. That big.
Mommy.
Yes, Lila, I'm doing video.
Can I take a tripod?
No.
Oh. Why not?
Because I've got the iPad on there.
Can you take the iPad off it?
All right, take it then.
Thank you. Don't freak out.
Oh my
I
God.
knew you were going to freak out.
Oh my word. If you could see what I could see, you'd know what I'm talking about. Someone doesn't know what to do. Oh, you should see it. It's hilarious. I should take a photograph. Oh, you're taking a photograph.
No.
You are? Oh, I don't like making hexagons. I really don't like, especially this size. They're very fiddly. I'll probably give up. And then you jump across to the next one. I just have to keep readjusting and fold that. Once it gets started, they're fine, but they really are. Although they are things that you can do just sitting in front of the TV. I'm probably too close, probably all blurry. No, I do not like this hexagon. My mum's really good at doing these. So is my sister. And then we come around to this one. See, this is also quite a thick linen, which is also giving me grief. Because of course I can't do it with normal fabric, can I? Sorry, I'll hold it down. Probably another video I won't publish. I get too many complaints, and then that just annoys me, and then I don't want to do videos anymore. So I prefer not to publish them if I realize I've got a problem. Sometimes I don't realize. Okay, so there you go. Well, it worked. It's just fiddly. Just don't enjoy doing them that much. I think my mum really told me, what did she tell me today? She really likes making them, I think. But I do love that fabric. I'm glad I persevered. Then you've got to, I might have used a paper that's, I used cardstock. There we go. Now I do have these, and then it would need to be ironed. You see? Well, maybe I do. Maybe I'll try and do another one. I'm going to sit down. That was stressful because I was standing up. Now let's find another fabric. What about this? This was a piece of old quilt. Might do one on there. Just put a knot. That's thin fabric. I probably won't have such a hard time with that one. Leave myself a bit more space. Okay, just trimming off over my garbage bin. Okay, let's have a look. Also, I didn't use bought ones. Well, I had one bought one. I have a whole lot. I couldn't find the papers to do this project, and so I've had to trace around the one that I had. So, oh, this is much easier than the thicker fabric. Much easier. And I've left myself a bit more margin. You just have to keep adjusting, making sure you're in the right spot. You only need 2 stitches to hold it. Oh, that one went much faster. Nearly there. Okay, and then that one. Okay, and I'll just come across here for good measure, because it just sort of holds all your sides down. And I've got to get it out of there. There we go. There's another hexie. Okay, so I'll just show you how you stitch those together too. So all you do is just get your, line them up like that, and just overcast right across. Hopefully you can see. Mine don't match up exactly because I haven't, it's not a store-bought hexie. Okay, and then they open out like that, and you just keep like, then you'll add the next one here, and then so you'll stitch there, and then you'll stitch across there. You just sort of wiggle it, it'll be all right, and then they get ironed. What other fabric would I make one in? I'll have to find one that's not too thick. Might be able to get one out of that. This is a good fabric if this is not too thick. So we'll do one more. I'll use this because I don't really need to use the other pin. As you can see, I have not progressed very far at all. Okay, and I better get some more thread. Put that there, hold it down. I'll do this little shorter one first. Oh dear. Okay. There. And then over here. You see it slipped along a little bit, but I'll make it I'll make it work. Oh, I know what my sister does. She uses the wonder clips. That's what she taught me, to use the wonder clips. Well, I have to find where I put them, don't I? And then that one goes there. And then it will behave itself once I get those stitches in, I hope. So you put your wonder clip on the other side so it doesn't move. Okay. So I'll get this one out of here. And then I'll show you. Bear in mind, I'm not an expert with the hexies. So we might put that one there and across there. No, maybe we'll do it. No, that one. So you just got to try and waggle it a little bit, because maybe I'll put it on that side. That's better. So I go like this. And you just keep on adding more till you get the size that you want. And then I get this and I go like that. And I'll put a few stitches in the middle through the three where they meet. I enjoy this part. I'm not too worried about knotting it because they're going to be stitched down anyway. So there you go, and then you iron them. And you've got 3 hexies attached. And I need to find where to put them. I haven't showed you those yet because I have to figure out where else I want to put them. I haven't done that yet. Could have 3 hexies there, quite like that. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, I think I'm going to put them there. Now to stitch them on, I haven't ironed them. You know me, I don't care about that sort of stuff. So to stitch them on, I'm just going to go around the edge. Now I have a tangle here. No, I don't.
You can have your tripod back.
Oh my god, that's a lot of makeup, Lily.
Yeah. I actually put less than I put some. I took it up and I put less.
I wouldn't want to see more.
Well, I put a lot of eyeshadow before.
She's trying out looks. Is that what's happening, Lily?
What?
You're trying out looks?
Well, yeah.
Is that what you're doing? I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah.
And where's the photograph going?
On Instagram, maybe.
Oh. So I did think about putting these on flat edge, like raw edge I want to say, but then I thought, because I like that look too, but then I thought they might be a little bit too flat. So I decided to put them on the proper way, let's say. And I will be adding some more, but I just have to decide what fabrics I'm going to make them in, because I would like to make them in some of the linens, but they're just a little bit tougher to do. But maybe that's something I could do tonight. Hopefully you can see. Oh, I think so. As long as I don't move it more towards me, then you should be able to see. My iPad's going, who have I got on? Who am I watching? Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, I might have to pause that. I'm missing that. Who is that? Paperclip tab snippets. Let's see who's that. Who is it? Oh, come back. Get back up there. Oh, Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. I've got you going on silent. I'm just going to pause you so that way I can watch you afterwards. Oh, goody, goody. That's how far behind I am, Kathleen, with my video watching. And that's what happens. I have to record and then I pause the video and then I get distracted and I forget to put it back on. And so then I'm just so far behind. Okay, I'm really happy with those hexies. So I will go ahead and make some more of those. Oh, you know what I did wrong? I'll tell you what I did wrong. You're not supposed to take the papers out until you've stitched them together, but that's okay. They worked. You're meant to leave the papers in. Actually, I've got some up here. But I started this a while ago. Let me just grab it without causing trouble. Okay. This is a little bag that I made when my mum was here quite a long time ago. See, these are hexies. These have all, see, they've all got their cardboard. What you're supposed to do is you leave your cardboard in. That's why you need so many hexies, and then you stitch them together, and then you take the cardboard out. That's, I forgot. I haven't made them for a very long time, so I completely forgot. But they worked. Look at that. They did work. So I'll make a few more tonight, and then I've got some more to stitch on. Now, I wanted to show you these because nobody believed me how many thimbles I have that I don't use, that I got from Yoko Saito when I did the course with Yoko Saito. So she had the rubber one. So this one is like when she does the hand stitching. She does the hand stitching and she basically pushes. I should try and use it. She pushes her needle through, really. She did this really special stitch. And then this one will go here, and that's for pushing, or it can go onto this finger. I can't remember. I have another one somewhere. There's another leather one, so they're leather. And then she had the rubber one here. She had something else on here. She had maybe that one was on there. No, I can't remember. I wrote it all down. And then this was on her thumb, and this cuts your thread. I mean, she had literally had something on nearly every single finger. And I've probably got my book here where I wrote it. Let me just see. Is this the book? No, that's not the book. Don't know. It was a navy blue book. It's not. I don't see it there. Yes, it is. Here it is. I think I'm pretty sure I took notes in her class. Just a minute. Let me see. No, I did. Here we go. Shushing patchwork. No. Oh, yeah. This is all. who could possibly understand? Here we go. So, I wrote it half in Italian, half in English too. Applique. Use the leather this one on the middle finger. I remember I wrote down all the thimbles. I'm sure you don't want to know this. I tried to draw it. I can't even remember now. I don't know where. I'm sure I wrote it down. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Thimble to cut thread on thumb of other hand. So this went on the other hand, just in case you want to know. Metal thimble. Oh, I have a metal one somewhere. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's one that can go here as well. Oh, so she had the metal. I have it somewhere. There's a metal thimble, and then she put the rubber one on top. And then she had something here to receive the needle, and then something to push the needle. Was just like, yeah, anyway, just getting distracted here, and I don't use any of them. And I got that one too. So, and I think someone gave me that one. Anyway, they just stay in that bag and nothing happens with those. So just getting sidetracked as you do. Right. What was I going to do? I wanted to do some embroidery in here. That could be fun. Oh, there, I need that. That's what I need. I like that one. I do like that one because that one molds into your hand, like, you know, into your fingers, so you don't feel... Now, I don't want to go too bright, so I think I might use something like this. Let's just pull out a few of these mustardy sort of... That's a pale one. Maybe we'll use both. So first of all, I'm going to do some knots in there. Okay, do like those. Yeah, I was whinging and grumbling about them as I was doing them, and now I like them. Come on. So, how many threads will I use? Probably 3. I like using 3. I don't know why. Normally they say use 2. But no, me, I like to use 3. Right, and then I need to show you something else. And then I won't keep you for too long in these videos because they're quite slow paced, and we're used to a fast pace. And as I don't have too much to say... Oh, I left that big mess on my table. Yeah, because, you know, we're just inside all the time. So I might do a few little piston. Is it pistol or piston? Pistons. Not so. All you do is you don't, instead of, so normally to do your regular French knot, you wind it. Now, someone said to me that they were getting big tangled loops. So that reason would be maybe you're winding it up here. So you need to slide your needle down there and then put it into the fabric. And you need to always be holding on to the tail. Does that make sense? So if you wind your knot up here and then go in, but don't pull this, you're going to get a big tangle. Okay. If you want to get like the little loopy loop like Anne did, you would go in like that, like not pull your needle almost flush down onto your fabric, but you'd have your needle up a bit, and then you'll get a loop. But I don't want loops here. I'm going to do a piston. So basically I've looped it up here, but I'm actually going to come forward to there, and then I pull my tail with my needle in my thread, and then pick it up and push it through, and then I've got a little... See, I don't know if you can see, I've got a little stem on with the knot. I'm going to have a few of those shooting around, I think, just for something different. So I do 1, 2, 3, and then instead of going down right here, I'm coming forward, pulling it so it tightens. You know, it tightens in the sense that the knot is not all loose. And then I've got these little tails. I'll do one shooting out the side over here. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you can see that up. Put that up there. And I need one going in a different direction. I think I'll have that going over there. 1, 2, 3, and then bring it over here. Like that. And what I'm going to do is at the back, because they're just like little long stitches, I'm going to actually fill it a bit with regular ones. And I'm also then going to use the slightly lighter colour, or will I use a much lighter colour? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going in here. I haven't pulled it, but before I go right down, see, I'm going to watch. I'm going to pull. You see how it goes like that? Tightens. Before I go right down. I'll put a few more and then I'm going to change colour. 1, 2, 3. Pull it before you go right down. One, 2, 3. And I might put one up there with this colour, and then look at me, tangled. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not right flush, but then I pull it before I go down. Okay, so I'm thinking that's enough of that colour. And so I'll just put that over there, and I'm going to, this is it's a very slight colour change, so that way we get a bit of contrast. So I purposely didn't do my running stitch over that flower because I knew I wanted to do some embroidery on it. I'm having trouble getting my threads back into the thing, but this is I like to put my threads back in there. Otherwise, if you just throw them in a bag, they just get into a big tangle. I just loop it through there and then wrap it around, and you've got it there for next time. So I just put that in there, and I want a bit of this one. I'm just going to grab a new piece. Oh, how long is this one? That's only 2 threads. I need 3. Okay, so I'll thread this. I'm not using my this rubber one because it's not very thick there. It's not too hard. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to put I'm just going to put in a few knots here and there just as highlights. So as I said, put it in next to, not in the same hole, but next to, pull your tail and down you go. Over here. I mean, you can't even see I did those other types of knots. Pretty much I've just covered them all up. Okay, so I like that. Just having a think. I'm thinking, now I'm wondering, will I do just this flower or will I do this up here as well? Yeah, I think I might just, will I? No, I think I'll leave it. I'm not sure. I want to work on that flower first and then I'll decide that one. So just grab my threads, put them back through here. Am I even recording? Can you imagine? Well, it doesn't really matter. Just be another video that doesn't get published. Right, now I need to see, oh, I think I like this red here. Just a second. It's a pinky red, and I like that. I don't think I want to go darker than that. Just let me check in my other. Yeah, that's the one. I use this one quite a lot. It's DMC 3731. Always a bit nervous about embroidering, you know, printed flowers on fabric, because I don't want to fill them all in. So it's just quite challenging always to choose which part I want to stitch. I don't know. Didn't know whether I wanted to sort of cover it all. I might just put a few sort of short and long stitches in there and see how that looks. You can always come back and, or you can always unpick it if you don't like it. Trying to get my needle in the right spot. So just trying to show you what I'm doing. Not sure about that bit there. I think I'll just skip that for a second. Just work on the petals. I'm only putting a couple of stitches in them. I might need a couple of stitches in there. I'll come back to it. Omelette. The eternal question. What's for dinner? What's for lunch? What am I eating? When will I eat? I'm hungry. I'm joking, Lulu. All the mummies get that question. All of the mummies. Huh? Not only me, all the mummies. It's the eternal mummy question. What's for dinner? So in the center of my petal, I'm putting a shorter stitch because I don't want to cover all of the printing on the fabric. And then, except for these little teeny tiny ones, and then I'm just doing 2 stitches. I'm actually not going to go back there. I don't think I need to. Just gives it a bit more. I think it just gives it a bit of interest and texture. Bit of highlighting in the flower. I'm just going to go there and then put a stitch up here. I don't want to lose the shape of the petal. So, because if I started there and went up there, you see, the stitch would go across there and cover up the blue and you'd lose the shape of the petal. I'll hold it up and show you in a sec. It's very relaxing. Well, it's not relaxing when you don't know what you want to do. That's not relaxing at all. That's frustrating. But when you sort of get going, yeah, it's got a few stitchy highlights there. Yeah, once you know what kind of figure out what you want to do, then it is very relaxing. It's just getting to know what you want to do. That's the hard part. Yes, I like that. Now, I could leave it, or I could put a few highlights just coming in here. Don't know. Kind of happy with it how it is. Let me see what colours I might pull out. I mean, I don't know why I'm fussing about it so much. It's going to be, you know, wrapped up anyway. Okay, so here in the pinks, I didn't really want to go too pink. Although I don't mind this kind of colour. This is a pink. You can see it's got a little bit of blue in it. I like that. Why don't we use that 778? Just try a little bit. I can unpick it if I don't like it. To find, now I see I've got one here, so I'll use that. And I'm going to use 3 threads. Okay. So you don't progress very fast, do we? It's a slow job. Now you see there's not very much of this colour here, and I don't want to, I'm just going to do some very random stitching. Because I don't want it to be like a line sort of around it, if you know what I mean. I'm just highlighting. So I'm kind of doing just little teeny tiny sort of satin stitches, just sort of following the shape. But they're not tightly packed together, if that makes any sense. So I'm just doing very, very, very random stitching. So I don't want it to look all neat. That's not the look I'm going for. Okay. Oh, I like that. I'm happy with that. I'll show you in a second. Got to end it off and go around the other side. I don't have to do too much over there. I'm just going to do that bit there, and then I'm not going to do anything over there. I'll just do this type of knot, and then that way I can show you. So in some of my yo-yos, my mum did this too, and I had been thinking about doing it, and from what I could see on Skype of my mum's, they look fantastic. I'm going to put some knots inside my yo-yo. And then, yeah, I like that. Let me just see. Oh, I might put a few more highlights. I need to get some more thread. And also another thing she does is she has knots coming out. So I'll have to show you how to do that. I'll do a couple tonight, and then I'll show you how to do them on video, maybe tomorrow. How about that? Yep, I like the embroidery on the flower. Getting tangled. Oh dearie me, I pulled it. So these threads that are cut like this, it was when I first started, when I first moved here actually, before Lulu was born, 2003. I was only just kind of teaching myself and trying to learn to embroider. Mum was doing her amazing crewel work and all kinds of amazing stuff. And so I had these threads, and I didn't even know how you cut them, and the way I cut them, I got these short bits that I had to wind on. But they're actually quite a good length. But that tells you how old this thread is. 2003. Wow. 17 years. Oh my goodness, I have to trim that off. I can't thread it. Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, I could see there's a little bit. Maybe I should do a little bit in here, a little bit over there. Let's just see. Yeah, it did need to be picked up, the colour. I'm just putting it's not like a back stitch. They're kind of, rather than sort of going like back stitch, you'd go up forwards and then come back into there. I'm coming up next to it because it's kind of like a sloping, loosish sort of satin stitch. Okay, and then I'll have to end that off because I have to jump over there and it's a bit far, and I'll get a big loop at the back. I just can't help myself. I just have to embellish it, don't I? So yeah, just where I see the pale pink, I am putting in a few stitches. And I'm not trying to follow it exactly. I'm just, as I said, putting in my stitches in fairly random fashion. And there's a tiny bit there. I might put a little bit in there as well. Yeah. Anything else? No. Okay. So now I'll show you up close. I could decide to come back with a lilac-y sort of colour, but I usually have a clearer idea if I go away from it and then come back, you know, to that thing again on another day. And I am still thinking about that, whether I could put some light blue little knots in there and then just do a bit of stitching there. But I don't know. I don't know if I will. I might just want to highlight the mother flower. Let's call it the mama flower. The mama flower. And I was also thinking here, I might do some knots in here and just have a few little stitches coming. I am going to do that. We'll do that together. How about that? So let's have it. And I'm going to probably, here I probably go round it or inside. I'm not sure. To decide. So I mean, look, the work is never ending on these things. So let me just show you what I've done. I'll bring it up close. So here we've got the fluffies, and I have to show you how to do those. And I need to put another one on too, so somewhere. I wanted to show you the embroidery. I hope you can see it. So we've done the knots, the piston knots. That's a piston knot in there where it's got the little tail, and then I took the knot over there. I did it in 2 colors, and then if you can see here, I hope it's focused. I'll just tap it. I just put, see, little random stitches. They're not even perfectly near each other or anything like that. And here just random little stitches just to highlight. I could decide to come in, do a few little stitches there, but I have to, as I said, I'll go away and think about that, and I have to think about this one, whether I want to do something there. And then I'm going to do some stitching around these. And then here's the seed stitch. You've seen that. All of these knots. Now I did these with a mix of threads. These were crewel fabric threads, and then that one, the darker one, is like a perle. It's a hand-dyed perle cotton. I don't know what brand it was. I've got my yo-yos here. I stitched that flower on. I've got these yo-yos here. I did all of these knots. These were all done with the perle cotton number 8 by DMC. They're Alsace is the name of them. ALSACE. And I've got like this linen-y natural sort of colour, and then a beige sort of colour. And then I've got this hand-dyed. It's actually gorgeous. I didn't think I would enjoy stitching with it so much. It's kind of like a perle, but it's thin. I think it's a silk. And my friend hand dyes them here, and I bought some from her. So I've got quite a lot of that, and it was a joy to stitch with. So I put some rows in there. And then I did some rows in here just to stitch down that fabric, and I think that's all I did. Here I've done just some little seed stitches. You can hardly see them. They're done with the perle cotton, and then that's it. I haven't gone on any further than that. So as you can see, oh, I really like it. You can really fill it up to no end. But I'm just pacing myself. We've got the buttons to put on yet. I've got to put a few more hexies, but I don't know if I might put a hexie here, I'm not sure, or buttons. I could have a hexie here. And then there's buttons to go on. And then I do like doing these little bits of embroidery, and then I might do something a bit more. Oh, no, I don't have to. I love all these colours together. Yeah. So, oh, and the other thing, that's what I wanted to show you. So when I cut out my fabrics for the yo-yos, I kept these bits because look what you can do. You can stitch it in an angle somewhere, and I love that little sort of idea. So I will be doing that, and I've kept them all. Some of them I sort of kept in a shape like that because I'll use that. So where you've been able to keep them as a whole, great. If you didn't keep them as a whole, don't throw them out, because, you know, this can stitch on somewhere. This can be stitched. Like I could decide to put that there, or I could decide to put it over here, or down here like that. In fact, I probably will put it down there. Or I might decide to put it up there, for example. No, I liked it more down there, but just to give you an idea. So they're things to think about and keep. There's a little mini yo-yo. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to tell you was, so for example, this fabric here is quite a thick fabric. So where the fabrics were thick, like this one and this one, I didn't turn. Like these are tucked in. Can you see they've got the nice neat edge? These ones are just raw. I just gathered around the outside of the circle and pulled, and they're raw. No, they're all turned, those ones. That's a raw one. It's just that you stitch around and pull it instead of turning it and putting your stitch in. Just because it's a little bit, you know, they're too thick. Like I did it with that one. Look how thick that is. But that one's going to have something happening with it. They look like barnacles. Anyway, so that's my video. I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Oh, I can't turn you off. Just a second, moving the thing.